because you've been a member for a long time. You wouldn't know.
Good afternoon. How many of you have decided already to enter the Toby Awards? 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's quite a few. Great. And talk about motivation for a team to all come together to work for an award. I mean, are any of you losers? I have a feeling you're winners, so you're here to learn about how to win. There's 3 levels of competition. First, you enter locally. If you win locally, you go to regional, and then you go to the big gala at national, which will be in LA this year. So I want to talk about a couple of the handouts. You have a handout that's important dates. It's that card. The applications open August the 1st, and then there's a workshop to help you, develop your application on September the 4th. And then on November 14th, the applications are due. And judging is January 12th through the 23rd. And then the first Toby Award Gala is going to be on February the 12th. And this is me last year at the gala. What? I don't understand. I was really proud. Okay, I'm going to ask Anne about what are the minimum requirements to enter.
But very, very easy, actually. Most of us already have it done. First off is participation in the EER survey. Secondly is Energy Star. You need to be on Portfolio Manager so we can see that you are actively tracking the energy you're using and actively managing that process. The third is, and this is a funny one, but your building has to be occupied for at least 3 years. I think most of us can do that, right? The fourth one's the easiest one. You have to be a BOMA member. Anybody here a member? But those are the 4 key things that those are the absolute minimum requirements.
Yeah, I was just noticing it's interesting. Office buildings, you always think tenant relations would be the biggest component maybe for this award, but it's equally as important as community involvement. And why is that so important, community involvement for this?
We as big buildings are, we employ the most people. It's a ground center, I think, for the community in a lot of towns. We're right in the middle of the CBD. We should be giving back as much as we're kind of taking, I guess, from the area. We're doing all these green things that Blake was alluding to, but we also are paying huge, huge taxes. And that is one of the big things that, especially this year, I noticed when I was judging, no one talks about taxes. We have huge property tax bills, and a lot of times those have supplemental taxes that are giving back to the roads, giving back to the schools. As long as you can quantify that, that's part of your points right there. Just make sure you read your tax bill. Pretty simple. The second one, is understanding the difference between community relations and tenant relations. Because I noticed a lot of times in judging, people get too confused, or they don't really care, and they're just trying to fill up the narrative space, so they kind of go back and forth. But community is really what you're giving back. Are you participating in BOMA? Are you participating in the Chamber of Commerce in your town? Are you doing blood drives? Are you doing toy or shoe drives? Things that you truly are giving back. I know it's hard to get donations, it's hard to get your ownerships to commit and do political donations or just any type of charity, period. But you have the space. You can give the space to a Boy Scout troop, or to the chamber, maybe even for another luncheon, or artwork, concerts in the park. There's so many things out there that we can all be doing and truly giving back, which I think is very important.
Or if you're in Oakland, why don't you do this Bridge the Chasm support? I'm sure you've heard of it. Why not? I mean, everyone wants to help children. It's a great way to get people involved. So when you do these Tobys, besides winning these beautiful awards, you get other things out of it, and I thought it'd be fun to ask all of you, what did you get out of entering the Toby besides winning the trophy, and I hope a big bonus from the property owner. Who wants to start?
Well, I got invited to be a panelist today, so this is pretty much a peak for me. No, well, there's the recognition at the local level, at luncheons like this, and then you have these fabulous awards, which are great conversation pieces when you're bringing people into your office. But at the BOMA Awards Gala, not the one, we're going to do a local one this February. I want to make sure everyone got that. We're having a local evening gala here locally. Thank you, Hannah.
Your Honor, you do that so well.
And then at the summer at the International Convention, that's where they have like the big, huge gala. And that's like, and they have these huge like boards up that like are featuring all of the candidate properties. And then it's it's truly like black tie, fancy dresses, bow ties. It's really a fun event. And then there's also a big, thick, glossy, fancy, I hope printed on recyclable paper with soy ink publication that BOMA International sends out that profiles all of the properties and all of the and the teams are in there, and there's like pictures of the people, and so it really is. I think it's a professional development tool as well. And it's just like showing off your property. That's good team building. It's good resume builder, and it's I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I think, what we do, and when the judges arrive, we have all the building staff, and if it's contracted out, we have the senior person all lined up when the judges walk in and introduce them to the judges and explain what they do at the property, and you should see the smiles on their faces. They're so, they know how important they are to the competition, and it really does build a lot of teamwork. So if I win the local, do I just automatically go to the regional and then automatically go to national?
I'll answer that. No, you don't. If you win locally, you go to the gala, you accept your award, but then there's more. We, as a committee, are going to be educating you along the way what the next steps are. For the local level, you are completing your submission electronically, and you're sending that off and being judged by it. It's no longer a binder, like I mentioned, it's electronic. But then when you win locally, you go on to the regional level and you need to submit that information in a different format and pay an additional fee, $300 I mentioned earlier. So there are additional deadlines for that as well. We've spaced it out nicely so there's some time in between. And then after you win regionally, there are no more fees. Your submission cannot be changed either. So your regional submission goes on to be the international submission.
Okay, great. We're going to turn it over to questions from you now. There is a frequently asked questions handout at your table, so you can check that out if you get back and want to share some of this with your team as you tell them that you're now entering the Tobys and they don't know yet. But do we have any questions for this panel? It's a quiet group.
We were very thorough.
Really, no questions?
Do you have a question? I have something else to say. You should never put me in the middle. You should never put me in the middle. Will you go back to the... Do you know how to go backwards?
Yes. I go backwards all the time.
That was my question. Thank you.
No, really, I want to see the 360
Okay, so I just wanted to point out on this particular slide, like, it's this huge list of all these things. The truth is, you are already doing all of these things. You're already doing water management. You're already doing evacuation drills. This is just what the Toby and 360 with these two tools do, is they kind of help you like go out and get everything you do and put it in a box and put a bow on it and get organized. So,
just want to remind everyone to check out the website and our e-blast for upcoming events and activities. Our full calendar of events is up there. I look forward to seeing you all next month in Walnut Creek. Thank you for coming today. Have a good afternoon.